Well, we get the rain, we get the snow, we get the moisture, and then we're at home or we're at our place of work, whatever. We turn the sink on, water comes out. It's pretty magical. How does that happen, Tom?
Absolutely, great question. It happens in this county because we live in a Blue River watershed. We live in its magnificent natural asset called the watershed.
Okay.
That takes that precipitation, filters it through the soil, sends it downstream to users like yourself, myself, the ski resorts in this area.
Right.
The breweries, which I'm fond of. Absolutely.
Right.
We all benefit from it. It's a natural asset that we just need to take care of.
So a watershed, so many of us, including me, have heard the term, don't quite know exactly what it means. It's basically, tell me if I'm right, a big filter.
Absolutely. It is a big filter, a natural filter. We happen to be in a forested watershed that helps cool it and filter the water that we drink and use every day.
And tell me if I'm right again, that this is not a watershed right here where we are. Summit County itself is an entire watershed area. Is that correct?
That is correct. It is the Blue River watershed.
Okay.
And its boundaries are almost exactly coincidental to Summit County, with a little bit in Lake and Grand County.
And we're blessed because this is really a perfect watershed area, unlike, say, a metropolitan city where there's concrete and buildings and pavement. That wouldn't work, right?
You're absolutely right. And to put some numbers in perspective, we're 80% forested watershed. We have a lot of residents here, a lot of guests, but 80% of this landmass, Summit County, is forested watershed.
And speaking of statistics, you were telling us earlier that 25% of booming Denver's water comes from Summit County.
That's right. 25% of Denver's water originates in Summit County in the Blue River watershed.
Man, that's a lot of water, right? So when folks in Denver, fill up the bathtub or take a shower or brush your teeth, a lot of that water is coming from right here in Summit County.
Absolutely.
Tributaries in Summit County. Tributaries, again, I'm learning so much from you, are basically rivers, correct?
Absolutely. And we have three major tributaries: the Blue River, the 10 Mile, and the Snake River. They all converge and, as I mentioned, distribute water down to Denver, as well as meet up in the headwaters around Kremling and send water down into the Colorado River, which
feeds the western part of the United States.
A lot of states look to us. Absolutely.
Silly question, I have to ask it before we let you go. What's more important at the end of the day? They're both important, I know that. Which one, if you had to pick, rain versus snow?
Snow is absolutely more important. We need snowpack for ourselves, for our industry, and for our downstream users, more reliable precipitation.
Wow. Okay, speaking of precipitation, great event coming up on Thursday, August 9th over at the Tiki Bar, Lake Dillon. Tell us about that.
Absolutely. So look up Sustainable Hiker, Sustainable Skier. You'll get information on a Blue River Watershed Group event. They're trying to raise awareness and funds for the magnificent work they do to help keep our watershed healthy. And it's from 5:30 to 8. And you can find all that on Sustainable Hiker, Sustainable Skier.
Okay, Tom, thanks so much. Big education, a lot of great information. We really appreciate it.
My pleasure.